Hmm. Without my hair done up, I feel like I'm really doing a good job on my Jesus impression. Also, it sort of feels like half the reason to do these reactions is just showing off my t-shirts. Welcome back. So, episode 3 came out of Murderbot Diaries, and I'm gonna go ahead and do a reaction to it. Just to do want to have a slightly longer prologue. There's a lot of stuff in editing the first 2 episodes. There's a lot of fun stuff that I noticed, sort of adaptational touches. There's things like Murderbot has not used any drones yet. We saw one drone that was being used by the survey team, but I always thought that wouldn't make it to live action. The tiny, like, housefly-sized drones that it uses in the book are not... It just doesn't work in a visual medium. The idea that at any point there could be, cameras everywhere. It's a very literary sci-fi type of thing. Also, people were right. I thought that Oversay and Valescu might be left back at Preservation, but it does appear that they've sort of smushed Oversay and Pinley into being the same character, or at least put Arata in a relationship with Pinley, which is fine. 8 people is... You can write 8 characters milling about in a book, but casting and having that many people on stage in a TV show is a whole nother matter. It's also been nice to see that a fair amount of the audience is people who've read the books looking for someone else who's read the books. I do get the feeling that this series will hopefully pick up steam over time, and there hasn't been a resounding reaction to it on YouTube. But things can always change. Other channels might pick it up later once the whole thing's out. If you're interested in more on that, I actually, for Halloween a year ago, 2 years ago, I wrote a story that is essentially a just very straightforward look at Murderbot's origin story at Ganaka Pit. It's going to be down in the description. I believe the title is I'll Close My Eyes Because the World Outside is Going Under, from the Calypso Protocol theme. More nightmarish space sci-fi. How nice. But yeah, check it out if you like. It's obviously spoilers for this book, for All Systems Red and Artificial Condition, but if you're a fan, you already know what's going on. If you're coming at the show for the first time, spoilers ahead for that story. But yeah, also in terms of adaptation, I do want to stop and guess, because I still have it in the same place. In All Systems Red, I looked through it, and this is about, I want to say, we're in them deciding to go to the Deltfall survey is the end of chapter 3 of 8 chapters, and that's episode 2 of 10, so the ratio is slightly off. And I think I know what they're gonna do in terms of big adaptational swerves that make for a better TV show. Based on something I saw in the trailers, I think there's going to be a survivor at Deltfall. I think we're going to have one person from Deltfall still be around, and that way they can play off of the Preservation crew a little bit better than the Sec unit can. Because one of the things about that's not clear until later is just how weird the Preservation crew is in relation to the Corporate Rim. They've done a good job of focusing on that in the TV show, with them having consensus and getting together and just portraying them as space hippies. But the chilling divide of there's the scene in if you've read the books, there's a scene in Network Effect with Ross and Elytra, where essentially they have to team up with some Corporation Rim indentured generational debt slaves in order to survive the situation, and someone from Preservation can barely carry on a conversation with them because everything they say is just so antithetical to Preservation's lifestyle. So I do hope that we get that if someone from Deltfall is introduced, they can sort of flesh out the dynamic between not just Murderbot and its crew, but it's the whole corporate rim society that gets sort of painted in the background. That's much easier to do with just Murderbot in a book because we can just listen to its narration constantly. Doesn't work as well. They've been pretty good about the narration so far. They haven't overused it. We get a pretty firm look at Murderbot's head, or in Murderbot's head. So I'm interested to see what else comes in episode 3. So let's get started with that, titled Risk Assessment.
What is that?
It's a gift.
Do you think it's wise? He could probably afford more than one. Better than ours.
Harsh, but
Yeah.
fair.
I would want a fan to come and help us.
The company would love it if we quit. Oh, it would
Ah.
disprove their theory that free planets can't handle themselves.
Mm.
No, thank you.
Can't argue with that.
Last thing I wanted was to be stuck with these people and their pheromones in a small craft.
After you?
Oh, no, after you, I insist.
Oh, I'll go first.
As per usual.
I don't have a stomach, so I can't throw it. But if I did, I would.
I forgot about their little threesome.
A really good idea if you were to keep your helmet down so that the others remember that you are part of the team.
Oh, this is a conversation much earlier. Hmm.
Who the hell ever said I was part of the team?
They did. Oh, I forgot how much I like this opening. It's been a week. Yeah, that conversation with the really good line, they need to think of you as a person because that's how I think of you. That's I guess we're seeding that. That'll be a callback if they actually use that line. Oh,
Too bad.
Strife in the galaxy.
Sensors are dialed down.
Oh, good old Strife in the galaxy.
That's a new show.
Unrealistic.
Imprison us. They can never stop us.
I love the logo.
Ourselves.
Oh, she was asking me.
Right, it's not used to that.
They're supposed to. Equipment failures aren't unknown.
It doesn't have to quite toe the
Yeah, but
line.
we have you, and you won't fail.
Hopefully not.
It's gonna get more of this show. I missed this.
Come on.
Just wanted to say thanks for all the great work.
Me when someone wants to talk.
Spot units are partially constructed from vat-grown human tissue.
Great conversation starter.
Yep.
Does? Shit.
Ratty,
Shit.
what are you doing?
What are you doing? Yep. Rati, we talked about this.
What a machine the Garathan is.
Oh, hold on. I definitely am.
You know who knows that?
Yeah, that's the important line.
While they exchanged pointless human sentiments, I decided to check.
It's old habit being.
Oh, we're gonna get more of Garathan? Now, we don't get too much of Baradwaj until later books.
We have some behavioral therapy modules if you'd like to try them.
Oh, you mean for
They're non-specific.
Ooh. Get the trauma therapy module. You need it.
Garathan, so creepy.
You have no
Stellar
room to
Inquisitor
talk.
on Strife in the galaxy. Half man, half lizard.
I wish we had gotten a single frame of whatever celebrity.
They're fucking doors. Non Mensa.
That's what you're doing.
No good. The crew take the proprietary data, sell it on the black market, and buy expensive luxury goods for himself, just like bookkeeper Bittermark did in up to 4 minutes.
Oh, we're right. He does admire her.
He's smelling her pheromones. This is truly depressing.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
They have. Oh, idiot.
Who?
How did you know that?
Because it's spyware.
SecUnits.
Is an invasion of privacy.
We don't have privacy with the company.
fucked up that it is reading our logs.
Ah, thanks. Should've let that thing eat your wife.
Garathan was
Right, we haven't really delved into the data mining aspect of the company.
Can't speak to the dark recesses of my programming.
And, right, the
My
incident.
job is to...
We should remember our history.
Yep.
Captain McCabe, the rescue, and all of that.
Okay, so
Yeah, right. That does come up
Yep,
later.
We are not selfish corporation room dirtbags. We are Preservation Alliance.
Go team!
Get in here.
No.
Not a chance.
Okay, can't blame me for trying.
I can blame you quite a bit, Rati.
And blood.
Who is that? I also love the music just cutting out. That's great.
Perhaps I could override the lock mechanism and jump out of the hopper.
I do love that core of SecUnit that, like, it's just like, what if I just did literally anything else than interacting with a person? What if I just killed myself?
What was it with humans and sitting? It was like a fetish to them.
I love when they can put new narration in that still has the spirit of the original book. Right. We never quite learn why the preservation crew had an option on this planet.
Some of my colleagues in Preservation Alliance actually want to join.
Oh, this is new. New
I'm
politics.
trying to maintain a balance.
This is the wrong person to talk to.
Please stop.
Two of my spouses sat me down.
There we go.
Told me that they've... Okay, yeah. Of course. Thank you.
Yeah, Mensa doesn't have anybody to talk to that's sort of her equal, because they're all kind of her subordinates. All that messy human stuff. 10% discount for ground vehicle accessory. Love that. That's the company.
Dr. Mensa, I recommend you land outside the perimeter.
Why?
In case everybody's been eating for lunch.
Security protocol.
Security protocol.
There we go.
No, Killjoy Bloodlust Tech Riot level 4,677.
You totally auto-grind.
No, I don't.
Why don't you stay?
Crab. Return to Crab.
Dr. Mensa, it would be better if I went ahead alone. Please.
The please. This is what it does best.
Be careful,
I love the way Sec is highlighted. That's interesting.
What's going on?
Nothing.
They're dead.
No.
Hello, can you
It's
hear me?
a very Star Wars like communicator.
Me causing the static. Just like Flight Officer Kogi does in Sanctuary Moon, episode 807, when he's disobeying orders.
I wonder if we're ever gonna hear about Eden or Rin.
Quite.
Also, Pinley is they them now. I forgot to mention that. I guess that wasn't really established in the first two episodes.
Reminded me of the season 1 finale of Strife in the Galaxy. Now the thing is, Strife in the Galaxy is an inferior show, filled with implausible plot lines.
So, here we go. That's a little bit cleaner than the lividity thing in the book.
I knew exactly what sequence of moves it was gonna make.
It's like Sherlock. That was cool.
Somebody had taken control of this SecUnit.
Combat override module.
Who?
Oh, we're about to find out. Okay, so we're gonna split Deltfall into 2 episodes.
Question answered.
All right, so that's episode 3. They're really looking at the 2 episodes again over and over really sort of sealed it in my mind. But I do like the expansion they're making to the story, where playing a little bit with intergroup dynamics, because we get a perspective other than SecUnits. In the book, it's explicit that there's probably a bunch of stuff going on with Preservation Ox, but SecUnit doesn't care, so we don't learn about it. But you can't do a TV show like that solely from its perspective. So we've got the Rada, Pinley, Rati threesome, Rati being a big screw-up, which is sort of implied by his general carefree personality in the books, but is more explicit here. And more hints at Garothan backstory. which I said in an earlier video that I guessed that he's a Corporation Rim like refugee, which isn't explicit in the books. I believe in the books all they say is that he is not originally from Preservation. Someone in the comments said that if they ever get to what's the last novella called? System Collapse, that he might take the place of Tarek. Tarek's from a completely different cast of characters, so I don't know that there would be a need, but I definitely feel that some of that backstory of someone who was in the Corporation Rim and used to work for a large company, is probably going to be like, some of that will be on Garothan, because it just makes a lot of sense. In terms of, we only got half. We didn't get to see if my prediction for what's going on, what they'll change about Deltfall is quite accurate. That'll probably be next episode. And we also got to see a little bit more about like SecUnit fighting. I like the almost Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock moment where the fight pauses and it analyzes exactly what attack sequence the enemy SecUnit's going to do. That was really cool. New shows. I'm trying to remember what like shows we've seen. World Hoppers is important in book 2. We saw Med Center Augala. Strife in the Galaxy is totally new, and it appears to be Orange is the New Black, or at least a prison drama. And we're getting more and more specifics about Sanctuary Moon, which is, I love. Everything we learn about Sanctuary Moon is like one of the best parts of the show, because it's just the trashiest soap opera imaginable and has at least 1,000 episodes. So all in all, it was a good episode. Adapts this really stretches out what is a fairly brief part of the novel to be a decent episode of TV, and we're getting a little bit pushed towards what's going on. With all that said, I'll see you all next week for episode 4.